guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name's Riley. Thanks for being here. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a college Q&A all about the University of Florida. I've already asked you guys to ask me some questions that you might have about UF on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely make sure to follow me on there so you can be involved in these types of polls and questionnaires and stuff like that. Before we get into the video, I know UF decisions come out on Friday and you'll be seeing this video on Wednesday. So good luck to everyone out there who applied to UF. UF is a great school, so I hope you get in. I am trying to answer these to the best of my ability and to the extent of my knowledge. Another thing that I will put out there is my answers might be different than somebody who has in-person classes and they've experienced the real UF. And now that that's out of the way, we can go ahead and get on into the first question. So somebody asked, are the courses at UF more challenging compared to other schools since UF is ranked high? So yes, UF is ranked top 6. I definitely think that the math and science courses here are going to be a little more difficult. I've been struggling with my math and science classes. Although it's more expected, I believe that UF does have more challenging math and science courses. I'm not sure about any comp classes because those come more easily to me, but the nice thing about UF is there's always someone willing to help you. So if you do have any questions, the instructor is always willing to help you out, to help you succeed in the class. At least that's how it's been for me so far. I am only a freshman. The next question is, what are your Gainesville coffee shop suggestions? So I'm actually making a video on that right now. I've been going to the different coffee shops around Gainesville trying to find the best one. So stay tuned for that and I will let you know. The next question is, how do I like campus? I think the campus is absolutely beautiful. It has that old brick feel to it. The buildings are really pretty. If you missed my college day in the life where I took you to campus and took you to my in-person class, you would have seen that I was fantasizing over the windowsills of this one building. The stadium is absolutely gorgeous. That one little walkway to the stadium with the palm trees on the side, mint. I drive by that every time I go to my boyfriend's house. I'm like, pretty. The next question says, how do I like Gainesville? Gainesville is a totally different area than what I'm used to and what I grew up in. Gainesville is more like a southern feel. Where I grew up, it's more beachy. Gainesville honestly feels like North Carolina. There, I said it. It does. I feel like I'm going to a whole nother state when I drive from my house back home to Gainesville. It is more north than what I'm used to. It does get a little cold. I'm just getting used to that. The next question is, what is my major? I am a dietetics major. I started off as nutritional sciences and then I realized my advisor told me that nutritional sciences is more towards like the nursing track and the pre-health track, whereas I want to be a dietitian. I didn't even know there was a dietetics major that you could major in. So now that I know that, I'm a dietetics major. I switched it this semester actually. There's just so many majors to choose from at UF. The list goes on. If you go on UF's website, they have the whole list of all the majors and minors that you could possibly think of. Going back to campus, this question says, what's your favorite part of campus? My favorite part has got to be the stadium. On University, you see everyone walking to the classes, the library's right there, the stadium's right there. It makes me feel like I'm actually in college, and I think the stadium is a huge part of UF. If you didn't know this, UF Stadium is actually open all the time. There's like one entrance that you can go work out there. You just can't go on the field, I don't think. But I have done a stadium workout there and it's been killer. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you ever get the chance, go to the stadium. You can park there anytime after 4:30, I believe, or you have to have a orange decal. Which brings me to the next question. How is parking at UF? Yikes. Parking sucks at UF. You cannot park anywhere unless you have a moped or a bike. I don't have one of those and I only have one in-person class once a week, so I just have either Julia or Robert drop me off to my class. Robert lives like 2 minutes away from where my class is, so it works out. There is a bus stop right near my apartment complex, so I can take the bus if I have to. It's free if you have a UF student ID. There's also park and ride services, but I think you do have to have a decal to park and ride the bus. The next question is it easier to get accepted into summer instead of fall? So that is a really good question actually. I don't know the answer to that. My answer might be maybe, because I know at USF Tampa you have a better chance of getting into the summer classes versus the fall classes because not as many people are trying to get into the summer classes. So I don't know if it's like that for UF. That might be something that you could look up, but it would kind of make more sense because not as many people are trying to get into the university over the summer. This person said, I applied as a transfer student to UF and was wondering what did you do to make friends? For me, it was really hard to make friends friends because I am living in an apartment off campus. So most of the people living here are older, and I was coming in as a freshman, so the older kids don't really want to hang out with freshmen. That's just kind of how it is. But if you do stay in a dorm, I think it's a lot easier to make friends. You can just knock on someone's door and be like, hey, I'm Riley. Nice to meet you. Let's be friends. And boom, you have a friend. But we tried to do that in our apartment complex and we got funny looks. So it's definitely easier to make friends if you're in a dorm. Another thing that I did to try and make friends was get involved. I know you will hear that everywhere. Get involved, get involved, get involved. There's so many clubs on campus. There's so many groups and different activities that you could get involved in. For me, I joined a club. I'm in a nutrition club actually. It's really interesting right now. Obviously we don't meet in person because of COVID, but we do Zoom meetings and we'll have a guest speaker come on and talk about different topics. And it's really interesting. Another thing that I did to get involved was I tried out for the cheer team. I tried out last year around August. And I started doing privates beforehand with one of the cheerleaders, and I got to meet a couple people, not too many though. And then once I tried out and made finals, I met some more people, I met some finalists, and ever since then we've been practicing together and kind of improving our skills for next year, I guess. So that way I've definitely met a lot of people. But to make friends, you definitely have to step out of your comfort zone and try something new and get involved. This person said, do you actually like college, or are you doing it to make others happy? By the way, I love your videos. Thank you so much. No, I actually love college. It is definitely a challenge. Last semester I took 12 credits. This semester I'm taking 15 credits, so it's definitely a lot more time consuming and I'm struggling a little bit, not even gonna lie. But to do what I want to do, I need a degree, so that's what I'm here to do. But I will admit, college is not for everyone. And some jobs nowadays, you don't even need a college degree. So don't think that you have to go to college. I'm here because I have to go to college. I need a degree for what I want to do. So, but I also love college. I love the experience. I made a lot of friends. I'm having a great time. So I'm not doing it for others. I'm here because I have to be, and I'm here because I want to be. This next question says, do professors go in depth or just over easy concept and expect you to learn the rest yourself? That's a good question. For example, in my trigonometry class, we started out really easy. We started out reviewing college algebra, and while we were doing the review stuff, my professor was so in-depth and would take time to explain things. But now that we're more into the trig stuff, he's kind of laid off a little bit. My class is only about 45 minutes, so it's definitely not enough time to learn a bunch of things. I don't know, maybe it's just my class, maybe it's just my professor, but I feel like he taught a lot better at the review stuff. But for my other classes, all my teachers go super in depth and help you understand. They want you to understand, they want you to succeed. Being online, you kind of have to teach yourself to an extent, but it's just extremely different than it would be if you were in person. I feel like I've had to teach myself a lot this semester, which kind of sucks because it takes up my whole day. But then again, if you reach out, you will get help. Going along with that, this person asked how the advising at UF was. I will say that my advisor has really helped me out. Your advisors are there to help you. They're there to guide you. They're not there to tell you what to do. They're not there to say, okay, Riley, now you have to take this class to graduate. No, you're given a degree audit. From there you can see what credits you need to fulfill your degree and what classes you have to take every year to stay on track towards graduation. So the next question was about housing. So I'm in an off-campus apartment, and there's a whole other story behind why I'm here and not in a dorm. I will get to that in another video. I've heard that some dorms are really nice, and I've heard that some dorms suck. Now, dorm life is not going to be the luxurious stuff that you're probably used to, but I think it really depends where you're staying. There are a few other UF YouTubers that have talked about housing and dorms and stuff like that, so I would definitely recommend checking out one of their videos. I can't answer that because I've never actually been in a dorm. The next question is, how did I adjust going from high school to college in that transition? So for me, it was really easy. I was so done with high school. I was ready to start over. I was ready to go to college and learn more and meet new people. I like change, so I was excited to go to college. Obviously, it's hard being away from your parents that first couple weeks, but once you get through that, the transition's fine. I know other people might struggle with moving out, moving away from your parents, and I will say it's a process and you have to kind of get used to it. It's not going to be easy at first. It is very different. If you don't like change, it's going to be a little bit harder, but I promise you it's worth it. I promise you you can do it. My transition was smooth. One hard thing about transitioning from high school to college is in high school you have your set classes and you have time blocks for each one of your classes and you have lunch, whereas in college you're given all of your classes, all of your work, and you have to make your own schedule. So if you're not very organized, that part is a little bit hard to do. Not impossible, but it just takes a minute to get your step in the right direction. If you need help with that, I've actually made a video about planning and how I plan out my semester for each one of my classes. So if you want, you can check out that video. I'll have it right up here. The next question is UF a super party school? I would say that UF is what you make of it. It can be a great party school. It can be other things. Really, the best thing about college is it's what you make of it. If you want to go to parties, there's definitely parties for you. If you want to go out, there's clubs, there's bars. You know, it's a college town at UF, so there's a lot to do regarding that kinds of stuff. This question says, do you have to be in a sorority or fraternity to have fun at UF? I would say no, you don't have to be. If you're in a sorority or frat, I would say it's probably a lot easier to make friends. It's probably a lot easier to get involved with your school, but I don't think it's necessary to have a good time in college. Personally, I didn't rush this year because I wanted to put my whole focus on cheerleading, and then I would kind of feel out how my classes would be, how cheer's going, and then next year I would think about rushing if everything went well. So cheer kind of didn't happen, so I didn't get a feel for a sorority. Plus everything was online this year, so it wouldn't have been the real experience. But a lot of my friends did rush and they look like they're having a great time. So those were all the questions that I have for you guys. I am going to be making another video regarding the application process, what you should put on your application, and my application process basically. So stay tuned to that in the future. I'm going to be making more college content for you guys. And yeah, that's really all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Feel free to DM me on Instagram any other questions that you might have. I will definitely try to answer them as best as I can. And after you do that, I will see you in my next video. Peace.